In today's video, I want to show you another hyperlapse mode, and this mode is called CourseLock. So in today's video, I just want to focus on the CourseLock. Now I have done the free, which basically means you can have it in midair and just have it focused on one point for the entire duration of that hyperlapse. You can move it using the sticks, but it is only gradual, so you don't get jerks in your video. And the other one I did was circle. Obviously I did two speeds, 0.1 meters per second, which went round fine. It only went round halfway, so I need to change that. The other one I did 1 meter per second, and obviously when you did the hyperlapse it just went a bit mental. But today I want to do the CourseLock. Now CourseLock means it goes from point A to point B and it's in a locked direction, but you can also select something on the screen. Now today it's going to be the farmhouse, and as it's going along, the gimbal will always be focused on that object. So I'll show you that in a minute. But as it is beautiful blue skies behind me, I thought I'd come out and do some videos for you cool people. If you're in the UK, it looked more like this. It was like this for days and days and days and hard to get out, but now it's like this. Beautiful blue skies, sunshine, and no clouds in the sky. So I'm gonna get the drone up and we'll do the CourseLock. Right, okay, I've got the drone up in the air and it's over there at the moment, pointing this way because the sun's there and there's too much glare. So I wanted to go this way over these fields. And I'm going to use the farmhouse as the focal point. So what we need to do is we need to go into the video. As you can see on the screen, we need to go down to the hyperlapse. And then what we need to do is CourseLock. I'm going to get rid of that screen there. Right, okay, so we want it to be 2-second intervals. We want it to be, we'll give it 10, want a decent long video, so 10 seconds. Okay, and then the speed, I'm going to leave that at 0.5 meter per second because I want it to go over quite quickly. Okay, we don't want any roll or on anything like that on there, so that's perfect. And obviously you want it to go in this. So as you can see on the screen now, there is a padlock. If you click on that, that locks it into this direction. So it doesn't matter sort of what happens, it's going to constantly go here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these buildings here. Hopefully it won't highlight that car. So now obviously that car's out of the way. It's not going to highlight the car and start going over there. So I've highlighted the building. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click go, and then that should start taking 250 pictures as it makes its way over here. Now, the other thing you can do, if you want to see exactly where your stop point is, there's a map in the corner here. If you click on your map, that will show you exactly where it is at the moment and where it's going to be heading. And as I scroll here, you can see the red dot on the screen right there. That's basically where it's going to finish up. That'll be its 250th picture, and then we can stop this. So it's excellent to be able to just see exactly where it is at the moment. Obviously, the green dot is where it started. Red dot is the final bit, and you'll just see it going along. It's already done nearly 20 pictures already, and it's going to take just sort of over 7.5 minutes, which is not too bad. Obviously I can see it up in the air there. It's right near the trees, but it's higher than the trees. I made sure that, as you can probably see, I'll get back on the camera, as you can see, it always looks a lot closer than it is when you're kind of looking up and you think, where is it? It's always a lot further back. It just seems to sort of focus more in front, if that makes any sense. Because I can see at the moment it's nowhere near that sort of the farmhouses at the moment, but on the screen you can see the farmhouses now. So hopefully the image will go from where I am, where it is now, over somewhere sort of past me into that field there. And obviously I'll take the pictures, so when you see the hyperlapse, the chances are you'll see me in the shot, because I don't know if you can see the H on there, if that shows up on the screen record as well. But basically sort of I'm in that field and talking to you at the same time while we're doing this video. So the chances are you'll just see me kind of making loads of weird movements, like I'm having some sort of seizure. But yeah, I can see it now. It's slowly creeping forward, and as I say, it'll probably just end up in the center of that field once it's done. But yeah, I wanted to do the hyperlapse videos separately. I didn't want to do everything in one long go. I feel that to do something like that would have been a long video, and I just want to kind of get to the point of each one. I want to focus on each one rather than confusing people. If you're a beginner like me, you might want to just focus on one set mode, see how it works, see what the settings are, see sort of what they look like depending on the speed you put them on. Obviously with the circle, I had that on 0.1 meters per second, and that was going round sort of very slowly. It only went sort of 180 degrees. So obviously with that, I need more time on that. So rather than 10 seconds, it needed to be more like 20, and it would have gone all the way around. But I put it on 1 meter per second, and it went round four or five times. So I knew that was going to be ridiculously fast. And unless you want to do like a comedy video, that's ideal. But obviously the 0.1 maybe is the slowest you can go. This is going, I think it was on 0.5, I think. So it's sort of half a meter per second. And looking at that, that seems an okay speed so far. I think when I do the hyperlapse videos, I'm going to do them at like 0.3, between 0.3 and 0.5, and hopefully get some decent shots. But yeah, I can see it's now over the actual thing. But as you can see on the screen now, it's not just focusing right ahead of itself. Obviously, if you don't select, when I showed you a moment ago, you can sort of do the green screen sort of selection of the farmhouse or whatever object you want to like focus on. If you don't do that, the gimbal will just face whatever you've positioned it forward. It will basically just fly in a forward direction and just film that. If you want to capture something like the farmhouse, like it's doing now, it will basically just zone in on that farmhouse. The gimbal will slowly go down, and then obviously sort of as it goes over there, I'm guessing it'll turn and reverse. We'll soon find out. Yep, it's slowly turning round. So as it was coming forward, the drone was going this way. And then obviously because it can't keep an eye on the farmhouse, it's slowly turning itself around 180 degrees. And now it's backing away. So it's keeping that farmhouse in shot. Now this second half of the video, it's got like 4 minutes to go. This second half of the video, there is a bright sun right over there. So it might not look the best because of the glare. I've got it on auto settings, so hopefully it will see that sun and maybe darken down a little bit gradually, hopefully. But I can see it right above me at the moment, and it is very slow going along. Thankfully, there's no birds. I can hear them. There's a few flying around, and yeah, I was kind of a bit worried that I was going to try and do this because hyperlapses are a lot slower. I wasn't too sure if that would make them sort of go towards the drone more. If it's flying really fast, they might not go anywhere near it. But because it's only going half a meter per second, I was a bit worried if birds would end up going around it. But so far, there isn't any birds around. Like with my bird strike video, if you saw that, the plan for that was basically just to hover over here because I don't know if you can see in the background, it's sort of overgrown and the sort of grass is quite sort of high. So if it did fall, I might damage the props, but it should just sort of bounce on the floor, hopefully not damage. So I was kind of focused on the field over there because the horses in this were grazing over there and over in that direction, but there wasn't any over there. So obviously the grass was a lot longer. So I was hoping that if it was to drop, it would drop down there. That's why I was doing it. But as I say in the video, there was birds flying everywhere, and it just didn't happen. Sometimes these videos don't work out. Sometimes I fail, and I was in two minds whether just to not bother doing the video at all. But I wanted to get interaction from people. That's the main thing. I thought I'll put it on. Hopefully I get some interaction for you cool guys. People that have been flying drones for years and say, don't buy this, don't do this, get this instead, or do this maneuver instead. Just a bit of interaction. So I put that on. Some people didn't like it. Some thought, well, the drone didn't get attacked by birds. There was no point in the video, but I kind of understand that. But at the other side of that, I just wanted to get some interaction from people as well. But you probably won't see it on the GoPro, but it's right over there at the moment. It has got 1 minute and 50 seconds to go before it finishes its little maneuvers. So I will put this, it's only going to be 10 seconds, so I'll put this on the video in a moment just to show you exactly what it looks like. As I say, because I've gone from that direction, it should be okay going forward, but as it turns around, they've got that sun, so I'm hoping there's not going to be too much glare. And we're into sort of just under a minute and a half. I can see the ISO and shutter speed is changing quite a lot while it's up there taking the pictures. But I've got 56% of battery left, and it's only got a minute left, so it's more than ideal. I probably could have done a 20-second video. I could have sort of maybe done a longer path. But as I say, there's around here, it's just all fields. There's a farmhouse. There's another abandoned farmhouse, I think, that's getting renovated right over the road somewhere. And there's another farmhouse over in the distance, but I think that's a live one. Obviously, people are there, so I don't really want to go and invade their space. I know for a fact there's no one living here. It's abandoned, so that's why I come over here, because I'm not sort of imposing on anybody's privacy. It's all sort of dilapidated and dropping to bits. It's just an ideal spot to fly around, just sort of test the drone in certain areas, have a little fly around and just sort of explore this little farmland. And obviously you're not going to get bothered by people because there's a public footpath down the other side. So yeah, apart from miscreants come in and destroying this, what was a very nice looking farmhouse, there's no one around. There's a cars zoom past every now and then down, I think it's Red Marshall Road, on the way to Red Marshall, funnily enough. But yeah, it's apart from the traffic noise, it's very quiet here, and it's just an ideal place to come and film videos, because when I do them at 6 fields, there's obviously people walking dogs, and sometimes the dogs run over to you, so it kind of interrupts the video. So it kind of, I'd say it's annoying in one sense. Obviously you've got to stop recording and remember what you've already said, but it's also nice to see the dogs. But yeah, here there's no dogs, there's just horses, so if you see a horse coming behind me, let me know. All right, so we're done and dusted. That is everything. So what I'll do is I'll bring it back to save the battery, bring it down, and I'll do my final thing. But before I do that, here is the video. This is 10 seconds of hyperlapse. So as you can see, the video is just basically zooming over that farmland. The gimbal is rotating downwards to keep that farmhouse and the farm area in shot, and then it's basically flying over in that direction and sort of getting a longer shot, but still keeping that farmhouse in view. So yeah, I will see you in a second. So that was the hyperlapse, and that was the CourseLock. Hope you enjoyed that video. I just wanted to try it out. That was the first ever time I've ever done that, but it's good to be able to get it into a position, lock it with that padlock so it goes in that one direction. It doesn't deviate or anything. It just keeps on that trajectory. And then obviously you've got that option. You can either just do it from point A to point B if you just want to do a flight going across, if there's like a busy road or there's just something happening and you want to capture that going along. But if there's like a focal point, like a building such as farmland, or there's some sort of architecture or whatever, where you want to keep that as the main subject, you can highlight that, and as it's flying along, it will just maneuver and keep that locked in place, but it'll still keep that line that it's going in. So I think that's excellent. So I'm definitely going to be using that in future. Now next time, the next video when it comes to hyperlapse, I'm going to do the waypoints. So I'll probably do it here as well. I'll probably do that in a moment. And then what we'll do is we'll sort of go to set places around this area and do another 10-second video and show you exactly how you do that. It's going to be the first time I'll do it, so we'll learn together. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, hit that like button, comment below and let us know how you're getting on. Let us know your drone channels. I'd love to see your drone channels. And if you've got any tips or tricks regarding hyperlapses, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Take care of yourself and happy flying. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, you can watch these videos as well. See you later.